Hey, Shalom Akim, Yahweh Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash, double most and salutations to the elders, apostles, and bishops of Grimstone who are well, this Bramnasha, DC Camp, short lesson for the hopeful elect. Yeah, so, this agenda of Edom is no joke, man. So, reading on the screen, title of some article regarding Amalek's plan to have a planned community in Rafah, over there where Ishmael is, so-called Palestine. So it's leaked documents. Planned community in Rafah would force Palestinians into Israeli panopticon. All right. So the panopticon, when you look further into it, is some type of surveillance methodology. All right, just like what you see everywhere now. Cameras are everywhere. What you also see in your jail system. When you dig in, you're gonna see that image of a tower in the midst of what you call it, the yard of a prison, where you have the guard. Because he could stand there with his rifle or watching the cameras and all that stuff. And then you have the inmates, just getting their time, served. All right. So it says the United States led civil military coordination center is proposing a residential zone in Gaza with biometric surveillance, checkpoints, and educational programs promoting normalization with Israel. So that's one thing they've been trying to do. All right, they want to have a society where they're going to have total control over the people. So when you understand that there are some things that the Lord will always bring up to the forefront, and this is just one of it. All these leaked memos, about how the United States military is working, with Amalek. United States government's working with Amalek to bring about this society of total surveillance. You have the floor cameras, you have your cell phone towers, you have your biometric scanners, you have your passports, you have your digital ID, you have your cryptocurrencies, you have your credit cards, debit cards, bank accounts, money orders, your gift cards, discount cards, your investment accounts, your social security number, your health insurance, all that is going to be linked together. So, and when you read the whole article, you have an idea of what you got to deal with. So talk about the municipality. So when they demolish that, the zone, they want to do some rebuilding, and sources that are familiar with the conflict, very familiar with the conflict, talk about the United Arab Emirates are going to fund the reconstruction. Also, they're going to provide funds to reconstruct this so-called planned community. All right. So we're going to scroll down to the part where it talks about the economy. All right. This municipality. You keep on reading down. Public use of land with private rights requires in-depth discussion with legal entities. Oh well, you know how that's gonna go. So, economy says the Israeli shekel will remain legal tender as it is in the rest of Gaza and the West Bank. Electronic shekel wallets. You see that? Electronic shekel wallets should be primary modes of commerce as they are secure and mitigate diversion of goods and funds to the Hamas financial channels. All right, so that's what they want to do. A Bank of Palestine branch in the community would provide secure and transparent commerce. So, they're promoting that digital infrastructure to keep the people tethered to their system. All right. So it says the private sector shops and markets should be prioritized to promote productive economic initiatives. But they want to have control over them financially. So there is no sovereignty, you know, in this recommendation for Ishmael. They're just making them so subservient, man. They want to breed a new generation of puppets, of inmates. You know, they call Gaza, the largest open air prison upon the face of the earth. You see how they've been sectioned off, they've been cornered off, and then it's only gonna get worse. Yeah, you have all these disputes and conflicts, it becomes a headache. So this is just what it is, this is just what residents should be permitted to import products into the Gaza Strip to facilitate and encourage commerce and economic growth. Products will be subject to security restrictions and checks at crossings. Well, how long have aid been able to get into that place? So if they're willing to beat up the the people delivering aid to the so-called Palestinians, how much more evil, will they be able to do? If you see the video of what they have those people crouched down, with their head, pushed all the way down. So it just shows you how, you understand that some of these law enforcement agencies in these different countries, they get that training from the Israelis. When you compare what they're doing and what you see in El Salvador, it's the same old thing. The same old thing. See what ICE is doing, it's the same old thing. Always putting themselves in the position to cause harm to the people. Yeah, so there is no, so-called rules of engagement when it comes to this, confrontation by the Israeli military, man. You see how the people talk about assaults, sexual assaults, rape, torture, people getting their faces beaten in. It's horrible. Ribs broken, fractures here and there. Yeah, it's just Esau for you, you know. So I get a quick precept. All right. So this is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. And they say, Who seeth us? and who knoweth us. All right. So all this idea of them building a digital system for economic transactions, is part of the big idea, you know, for the West. And then you have that same situation in Europe where those judges from the International Criminal Court of Justice have their financial accounts frozen, So that's what happens. That's what happens when the system gets exposed. All of a sudden, the so-called elites panic. They start going on a rampage, attacking attacking people that have the courage to expose them. So that's just how it is, man. Yeah, that's just how it is. You know, end of the day, man, Esau has a lot to answer for. Yeah, Esau has a lot to answer for because it's about time the Messiah make a move on him. Yeah, it's about time. Yeah, because it's only a matter of when the Lord is gonna decide. Let me not say too much about that, but we read from the book of Obadiah 1:6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Yeah, so it's a beautiful thing, man, to know that we're getting closer and closer to the end of Edom, and there's nothing they can do to hide themselves, man. Because the Lord is about to make a move on Edom, and yeah, it's getting closer and closer. So that's the point of this lesson, man. It just shows you the type of system they want to build. They want to have total domination, of controlling people's lives. You know, very soon they're gonna say, well, you're not gonna be using this digital wallets anymore, man. It's time to go with the Motb. So that's about it. Baratza, been edified, and we keep on being circumspect. So.